I'm really impressed that you decided to go after the squash the first.
Yeah.
In here is
I didn't want to touch
some rice,
that because it looks so cute
and
when you lift the
then
lid up.
there's tzatziki to go with the cauliflower, and there's the calories on that. And in here, I made some dip.
That looks really good.
And it is
Tasty.
good, but I can't eat it. There's the
There's
calories
a
on
lot
that.
of, cream cheese in it.
Oh yeah. And we're going to be reviewing this, and we're going to talk about some Bon Jovi lyrics. So,
yeah, okay.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. I'll get hot on her collar, that'll keep me from freezing.
Yeah.
Talking about how bad lyrics are.
So I'll tell you first how I made the have the hot water bottle to keep me warm.
It's cool out here.
Yep.
This morning was 10 below.
More than your love to keep me warm today. That's for sure.
The dogs have been helping. They've got dogs are a little warmer than humans are. So.
Yeah. So anyway, how I made the dip is first I made the salsa, and then, which you'd probably just buy, and then I melted some cream cheese and cheddar. Well, it's actually Tex-Mex mix because that's what was on clearance. The Philadelphia cream cheese, that was on clearance for $1. So this was very inexpensive for me to make, which normally it would not be. But I call this dip Tayah dip because my friend Tayah was the one who introduced me to that dip. It's very easy to make, and I'm going to mention that probably the thing with the least amount of calories here is surprisingly this stuffed pepper. But the salad actually doesn't have very many either. The Moroccan lemon salad dressing, that's 70 calories. It doesn't take a lot of dressing to really pump up the calories in a salad. So it's something to think about. The blue corn chips, that's half of a serving of blue corn chips, which maybe you think, oh yeah, well that's about what I eat. Maybe it is, I don't know. But that's 120 calories just for that.
Yeah.
And then when you consider you're going to be eating it with the Tayah dip.
Major league dip, yeah.
That's really going to pump up those calories, especially if you eat a serving size of those tortilla chips. Because yeah. Anyway.
So if you eat enough of stuff like that, it'll pump up the volume.
Yeah.
So
and
your volume.
Surprisingly, the potatoes, that's not a lot of calories there, even though that's gravy. It's vegan gravy, and there's not a lot of calories in it. So there's no meat fat mixed in with that. Awesome. But it's still not terribly healthy at all. But there you go. It's not going to add a lot of calories. So the tikka masala, which is mixed in with the peas in that spaghetti squash, that's a lot of calories. That's 100 calories just of tikka masala.
It's tasty, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter if you're eating it with spaghetti squash and the peas. Well, you're getting that the squash has almost no calories. The peas almost none, and really this time of year it's good to be eating a lot of winter squash. It's just the thing to do.
Yeah.
So
we've got a fair amount, and I'm going to say about the tikka masala.
Opening that?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and say what you were going to say. It's hard.
Spaghetti squash is not really special.
There you are.
By itself, so the tikka masala gives you something
to help you get the squash down.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to eat this time of year because you're not, normally you'd be heating up the house baking. I've heard that some people just nuke the thing, cut them in half, seed them, put them in the microwave upside down, and apparently a few minutes and it's cooked. But I haven't done that myself. I just bake them in the microwave, or in the oven, sorry, the conventional oven, with the potatoes and covered up with some foil, and then I do that every few days. I did that, I put the stuffed pepper and baked that in too. So it's just easy. It's basically, in the winter, it's like food almost cooks itself when I make the stuff in the oven like that. This surprisingly took me quite a while. Even though it's easy if you already have the salsa made, I did not at the time. I could have used some stuff that I've already canned, but I didn't want to. I have lots of tomatoes that I have to do something with, right? So I used some that I'm storing in the basement. And I picked out the ones that seemed like they were almost ready to go, whatever. Okay, I guess I'll talk about the videos first so we can get them out of the way.
Before we move on, did it take you to make this whole spread?
An hour and a half today. Well, James watched.
She's not kidding, because I watched a whole show.
Yeah.
She's not a movie.
Yeah.
And these ones are basically an
Yeah,
hour and a
and I'd
half. And she went a
already
little
cooked
bit longer than the hour and a half.
I'd already cooked I'd already baked the squash, the potatoes, and the bell peppers. So really, what took the time was making the salsa. The rest, adding the cheese, melting it in the pot, it didn't take any time, hardly a couple minutes, so. But I'm saving seeds. I'm taking the seeds out of my tomatoes, and it takes some time. Plus I had to heat up my hot water bottle and a bunch of other things, right? So I don't know, just getting it put together, and I wanted to warm it up for James so that the meal would be warm again. But I don't know if it
cooled
stayed
down
warm
very quickly.
Yeah.
It wasn't sitting.
This is still warm in here, so you can eat some of this and that'll be warm. Because I covered it over with I put the towel underneath, and that's the towel that I've been spreading down for seeding tomatoes, because the juice and the seeds, they splash everywhere and it gets really messy. So the towel, it looks messy. It's just tomato juice and seeds. I don't care, because I'm gonna use it again and again and again, and it's better than just messing up many towels. So, Death in a Chocolate Box. Did you figure out why they called it that?
They called the little town a chocolate bar, or a chocolate box.
Oh,
right at the beginning.
Okay, I missed that.
Well, you can miss things like that,
I couldn't figure it out. I still gave this top of the stack out of all of these Midsomer Murders.
Okay.
I don't know if you did.
Well, I slept through part of it, but it was pretty good.
Well, I enjoyed it. The mystery, you could kind of figure it out. And some of these mysteries, you go, okay, they were building up. You love watching it, right? Because they're building up, it could be any, or it's this guy has a motive, this guy has a motive, and that woman, and whatever. But, and then the big reveal, you're like, well, that's a little lame, or I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work out quite so well, but, and some of the time, like there was one of these, I can't remember which one. I think it was, no, I can't guess. I don't want to guess. So anyway, one of these, there's a scene with a houseboat, and a woman answers her phone, and then sure enough, very quickly the houseboat explodes, right? Or whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't a houseboat, but it was some sort of boat. Anyway, so they die, the people on the boat.
After watching some of these
they did tell you, and somebody mentioned something, and I was like, oh yeah, that's how it happened. And then afterwards, Barnaby says something like, well, we don't know how it happened yet, so we can't say that it was murder. And it's like, yeah, we know how it happened. I know how it happened. We don't know who did it, but we know how. So I don't know, but so sometimes there are some clues along the way that do point to, this is how it happened, or this is who did it, or whatever. And it couldn't be some other person, or, the person who's spying on people must be this person, or whatever. You can kind of figure things out. But honestly, they're really not very good mysteries, considering they're so popular. James thinks they're great. But
as far as mysteries,
I want to see, when I watch a mystery, I want somehow there to be so much going on, and so that it's hard to keep everything straight, but they're giving you all the answers. So along the way, you're watching this stuff, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of people could have motives, whatever, but probably right near the beginning of the story, you actually know who did it, if you were paying attention. And so later on, you get the big reveal, and you go, okay, and then you watch the show again, and you're like, it's right there. I like mysteries like that, where somehow they slip it by you with just really creative writing and stuff, and you might not notice, you might not pick up on it. You might pick up on it, you might not, right? So, but anyway, so Death in the Chocolate Box, I gave this top of the stack. I thought they really worked together, a good story. You could figure out, you should be able to figure out the mystery if you're paying attention. You should be able to figure out, there's only really one person who, if you put everything together, had the motive to do this, right? So I like that. And if you weren't paying attention, maybe you fell asleep and maybe you didn't think it was top of the stack.
I just finished eating.
So, Dark Secrets, this is another one where you go, okay, well, you get to the big reveal and you're like, as wild as it is, this has to be the case. Because who else could it have been? So you get, if you're paying attention, you actually should know. The Animal Kingdom, this one, there's a lot of different things going on, and you might not know who did it exactly, but you'll figure out a lot of things along the way, and you'll feel pretty good about yourself when you do it. And really, when you're watching a mystery, shouldn't it be that way? You want to feel like, oh, well, I've solved this mystery, I'm so great. So, anyway, and I like the ending of that one, The Animal Within. I like how the bad guys don't win the good guys, or whatever. Not everybody can win, or so it happens in this case. Only one person was going to actually win out, and the person seemed like an all right person. And the other person who seemed nice to, they're kind of winning in a way too, because otherwise they would have ended up losing more or whatever. So there you go. But I didn't figure out that mystery. The Animal Within, I didn't guess it. I thought that it was going to be one person, and then I thought, well, maybe this person's working with some other person, and then those people end up dead, and I'm like, oh, great. Well, I didn't get that one right.
It's kind of complicated. Yeah. I kind of like that one. It's kind of freaky.
Mm-hmm. So then I put this one next, and I really like Small Mercies too. So I Dance with the Dead and then Small Mercies. And then afterwards, the lower down in the stack, I didn't care for them so much after that. So I don't know if James will want to talk about these. Looking back on things, I think the Axeman Cometh is, even though it's a totally stupid title, and you notice I put it near the bottom. I think it's an important one to watch. If you're going to watch Midsomer Murders, I think it's important because you're introduced to somebody that you're going to know later on in the story. And it's nice when the stories kind of tie together that way and you have characters that come back and whatever. Agent Hamilton, this is terrible. And it's total propaganda. I can't imagine why anybody would want to watch it. And James will certainly talk about that. Do you want to talk about it now, or did you want me to talk about this?
Let's talk about that sort of stuff. Maybe we'll keep Agent Hamilton, and I'll talk about it at great length. Shame on you, Swedes, turning out that horrible doofus propaganda. You guys have been on the wrong side. Probably World War I, World War II, the Cold War, and now the war against terrorism. You guys are awful.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're against Israelis too, and Jews generally around the world. Absolute skunks.
All right, so I'm gonna go through Born to Be My Baby, and then so that's John Bon Bon Jovi, so we're going through Bon Jovi lyrics. So if you split the screen now, pull up another window, pull up Born to Be My Baby by Bon Jovi, the lyrics, so that you can follow along. And then next we'll be looking at Bed of Roses, so you'll want to get ready to pull that one up too.
Take an anti-nausea medication.
These ones are not that great. So, rainy night and we worked all day. Day should be stronger than worked for accents. Night should get the accent, not rainy. So, all wrong there. We both got jobs because there's bills to pay. Jobs should be more accented than both. We've got something they can't take away. Our love, our lives. So, something should be more accented than we've, and away more than can't.
And
But
it
that's
should
not
be
how he sings it.
some things, because our love, our lives.
Yep.
That's 3 things. No.
Close the door, let the cold outside. Leave the cold outside. Door not closed, and outside not cold. I don't need nothing when I'm by your side. Nothing not don't, and side not by. And we've got something that'll never die. Our dreams are pride. Accent's wrong again on our dreams are pride.
Is it we've got something that'll never die?
Yep. Is that what I
Some
said?
things.
Something, not we, and die, not never. My heart beats like a drum all night. Drum should have the biggest accent. Flesh to flesh, 1 to 1, it's alright. And I'll never let go, cause there's something I know deep inside. Go, not never. No, not something. You were born to be my baby, and baby, I was made to be your man. And we have some good,
Positive comments?
yeah, about the chorus, the beginning anyway. Born and baby, you have that.
Little
Yep.
alliteration.
And then made and man.
Oh man!
So that's nice, right?
No.
And on the choruses, they generally do get the accents right on the choruses,
On
is
this one.
yeah. Well, for the most part. So we got something to believe in, even if we don't know where we stand. Only God must know the reasons, but I bet he must have had a plan, because you were born to be my baby, and baby, I was made to be your man. So we don't know what the second half of the chorus means. There's a problem there. Light a candle, blow the world away. Candle, not light. We like it, but it should be out, not away. Blow the candle, blow the world out, right? Because away gives you, it takes you in a homicidal sort of direction, which I don't think that's meant to be like that.
No.
Table for 2 on a TV tray, which is almost good too. 2 not table, tray not TV. Should have, it ain't fancy, baby, that's okay, our time, our way. So, fancy, not it, okay, not that. Should have changed that's to it's for parallelism. It ain't fancy, baby, that's not fancy.
Yeah.
So hold me close, better hang on tight. Hang should be hold for parallelism.
This is
Accent.
a minor point.
Close, not hold, and tight, not hang. Buckle up, baby, it's a bumpy ride. Ride instead of bumpy. We're 2 kids hitching down the road of life, our world, our fight. Accent kids, not 2, and life, not road. And then repetition. Why rainy night? Should be there are bills to pay, not a strong build up to chorus. Should be, we've got no table for 2, just a TV tray. Last line should change. So, that's what we have for that one. Now, Bed of Roses, I'm hoping James is going to jump in with this for this one, because honestly, I can show you what the notes I made of this, and this is, whoa.
Lengthy and
wild, and I don't know how I'm going to talk through it. So there were things that I like about this, and I guess I'll talk about the assonance first. Bottle and vodka, lodged, those 3 should, I think he put those the assonance there on purpose. Fist and kiss, he definitely did. Bird and back, wig and giving, won't, loan, no, and don't. I think he put those all together on purpose, but I don't know for sure. It might have just been a happy accident. Alliteration, wasted and wounded, moment and mourning, time, wire, eyes, hangover and hotel, stand and spotlight, die and defend. I'm pretty sure all of those were on purpose. They're pretty good, but there's not enough of that sort of thing in this song. The song's long, and there's not enough to hold a person on, especially since he doesn't know how to work with triple rhythm. He's gotten the rhythm wrong over and over. In over half of his verse lines, the rhythm is wrong, dead wrong. And it's not just things like we've been pointing out the night instead of rainy. They're still strong accents. So when he makes a mistake like that, it's not that big of a deal. You can still make sense of it, and from primary to secondary, okay, but when weak accents are treated as primary, that's really bad. And there's a lot of that here. So, the moment this morning, I don't know. Why is I don't know there? Well, he wants it for the rhyme with piano, which is a bad rhyme. Because an in piano is the stronger of the accent. So then he has to say, I don't know. He has to give don't the strongest accent instead of no. It doesn't work. And it doesn't make sense that it's in there for the meaning of the song. It's just bad. So he should have went back to the drawing board with this. This song, it's about him hanging out, being unhappy in his job and whatever. There's a problem with time here. First he's sitting at a piano in the morning, but he's dreaming about movies. Then he wakes up to French kiss the morning. So what, he fell asleep at the piano? While we're talking, then the chorus comes in. So he's talking while we're talking, blah, blah, blah. Chorus comes in. Presumably he's telling her, I want to lay you down.
In a bed of roses.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, it's tonight. So there's some problems with time here.
Down.
In the last verse, his mistress is the job, going on stage to perform, yet she's only one of his mistresses because he woke up with a blonde in his bed and he almost said yeah to the barkeeper with the crooked wig. A real bed of nails? Like, this is terrible. So
I've been on the
it's
road
like
too, touring around soccer. It ain't that bad.
no, and you
Hotel
don't
beds
like
aren't
this
that
is
bad.
supposed to be a love song, so he calls this woman up and he's like, oh honey, you're all I need. Oh yeah, I did have a blonde in my bed this morning that I woke up with, but
And
she
you're
meant
so
nothing to
important.
me, baby. She gave me
You're
nightmares.
so important.
And
I didn't
yeah,
hang
you
out
almost
with a woman with
said
a
yeah to the
wig
woman
on
with the
crooked. So that's how important you are.
oh man.
I have standards.
And anyway, so we could talk. We could fill a whole
Oh man.
episode
Tell me.
with talking about how this doesn't work.
It'd be
It's
no
that
bed of
bad.
roses for you folks at
No.
home. Tell me.
There's so much here that's wrong. I'll talk about one step that I takes on my way home.
What is that?
4 kings ransom in dimes I give each night to see through this payphone. That's not
See through a
that's
payphone?
not a sentence. That's not right at all. What it should be is I give a king's ransom in dimes each night to see through this payphone, or
I'll see through this payphone. Sounds pretty
it's
grotesque, but
yeah,
it's
whatever.
not gruesome. But yeah.
But it doesn't make sense the way he has it. So, or for whatever. There should be an I before think in line 4.
Yeah, you can get away with it, but it'd probably be better.
It'd be better if it was there. And frankly, I just don't want to. I don't want to review this. This is so bad. So
What it reminds me of, I thought.
no, you go ahead.
Is there's a long poem written by Robert Browning 150 or more years ago called Caliban on Setebos. Setebos. How much time?
You have 4.5 minutes if
Okay,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
just
We'll
tear
just-
this song apart.
Well, I'll just mention this.
Because we wrote down a lot of notes. but I
So
just-
Caliban is a character in Shakespeare's play The Tempest. One of his last plays, maybe his last play. So that's out of about 37 plays. Shakespeare wasn't that old, but he kind of retired from writing plays, so far as we know. And Caliban is, we figure, kind of like based on some of the early reports of natives coming out of the New World. The English were maybe not quite settling at that point in time in the New World, but Caliban's kind of like a, well, to use the old term, savage or something like that. So his god is called Sedibos. It might be in Shakespeare, I've forgotten. Anyway, Caliban on Sedibos. And in the Robert Browning poem, he doesn't want Sedibos to know that he's saying these things about Sedibos or whatever, and so he leaves out I. He leaves out I. I think if you check when people are making, like when they're malingering for work, when they phone in, they leave out I. Feeling sick. See how? And here it is. He's not sincere. I think that you see how he's leaving, at least there, he's leaving the I out. It's typical, like rock and roll. Rod Stewart was awful for this, saying, I'd love to write you a letter, but it costs too much. Britt Eklund was Rod Stewart. One of the things she mentions in her autobiography very much goes for this, I recall. Complains about him being so cheap, and they're Scottish cheap. So, yeah, it's hilarious. Some of these guys. Some guys have all the luck. It's like Pete Townshend had said about Rod Stewart. He's always whining, complaining about losing a loan, but every time I see him, this is Pete Townshend, I see him with one big, long-legged blonde on his arm, again and again and again. I don't think Brett Eklund was that tall, but she was very blonde, and she was something like a movie star, not much of an actor. Can't have everything, I suppose.
And for the chorus, I hate the chorus in this song.
Oh, it's awful. I'm going to lay you down in a bed of roses. Take it from there.
For tonight, I sleep in a bed of nails. I want to be just as close as the Holy Ghost is.
What does that mean?
Blah, blah, blah.
It sounds like
stupid.
The Holy Ghost impregnating Mary.
Well, what he wants it is he wants it for a bad rhyme. It's not a true rhyme.
Yeah.
He's trying to rhyme roses, close as, and ghost is in the chorus, and it's
pretty gruesome. And
it's not good.
Like the desired effect is not achieved in the least. It's just gruesome, grotesque. It's like, what is that about? I guess he had a Catholic upbringing or something like that. Maybe the Holy. Well, you'll get Holy Spirit school or whatever. Is that what they call them?
Are you going to try the dip and let them know how it is?
Not right now. A little bit later.
It's
Sorry
nice and
about
hot
that.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe I will. I'm just as full as can be.
Try the one right in the middle.
I ate. It's still warm, folks.
Yeah. It's
Just
better
about right.
when it's hot like that.
Piping hot.
But like a block of Philadelphia cream cheese goes into that.
Wow.
And plus cheddar on top of that. And there were many a night where I would make a pot like this when I was in my youth, and somehow I was just so very active that I didn't manage to get really plump, but there's no way I could eat this now. But I'd sit down, I'd eat a whole pot.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
Sit down with some chips.
That's
got to be a 2,000 calorie meal if you do that.
A block of that's going to go on your waist, so unless you're